Hi, welcome Aries to your vibrational love-based reading for May 2019. So let's see what's going on for Aries in May 2019. What's going on for Aries in love for 2019? Then I'm going to pick two cards, one to symbolize the conscious and the subconscious, just so we can have a little more depth into our reading. Subconscious and the conscious. Okay. What do we have for Aries in love? Ooh. It's like blue. You know, I think I'm gonna flip them all out just so that I have an idea. Okay. So Aries, in love this month, you are wanting to reach out to somebody. You're wanting, or it's either you're wanting to reach out to somebody or you're hoping somebody reaches out to you. And the likelihood that this other person that you're waiting on will reach out is very likely, most likely for the end of the month. And the reason why they're going to reach out is because there's the last word still hasn't been said. There's still unfinished business between the two of you, whether this was something that ended very badly, or there was, you know, it signals to me that for some, or many actually, that the reason the communication stopped was because of a fight, or there was, you know, a really big disagreement, and in some cases even betrayal. But what I'm seeing is that even though in the surface level there's still a lot of anger, maybe some of us are still holding resentment, or the other person is holding resentment towards us, that deep down there's still a feeling of tenderness. There's still wanting to connect. There's still a connection between the two of you, and there's still things that need to be said. There are still things that need to be expressed and shared between the two of you. What will help? What will help this communication come along faster is if we let go of our need to be right, our need to make our point. Because what I'm seeing within the cards, even if this person is not saying directly, yes, I know what you're saying, I understand where you're coming from, they understand in a deep level where it is that you're coming from, what it is that bothered you, what it is that you need to be different. So in order for this connection or reconciliation to occur, we need to put our swords down. We need to go into the conversation with the mentality or the mindset of finding a common ground instead of looking to make our point. So if we go into that without, instead of, like, you know, sometimes we go into a conversation or a fight and we're like, well, just listening, waiting to see how you can make your point and make that other person understand how they hurt you, how what they did was wrong. You know, we miss out on a lot of the essence of what sometimes the other person is trying to communicate. So if we can go into this conversation looking for what it is that we have in common, what it is that the other person is trying to communicate, that is a common ground for the both of us, then it's going to really help in it's going to help in the flourishment of these emotional gifts, which are just a sense of well-being, a friendliness with this person. Even if you don't, you know, even if you don't reconcile in this month, there'll still be, the ties will still be there for a future reconciliation, is what I'm trying to say. That the ties are still there. You don't want to sever them completely, because there's still a lot to be learned within this relationship. There's still a lot of gifts to be gained, a lot of spiritual wisdom to be obtained from this interaction with this other person. And it's a relationship that is not done. It's not done. You may not, after this conversation or this communication that you have, again, you may not, completely settle things, but you have laid the groundwork, or have set the line of communication ready for our next encounter. So for those of you who are single, this may be like, those of you who have nobody and you're like, well, I don't have anybody in my life. It may be that somebody's coming into your life. Somebody who is a little younger, and if not younger than you by age, they're just a little bit more, I don't want to say naive, but just like very innocent, very, they just have a lot of, they have a lot of this positivity when it comes to love, but they lack a little bit of the seriousness or the sense of work that is required in a relationship. And at first they'll come in and it's great, because they're so refreshing, their energy is really refreshing. But when things get a little difficult, they might be the person that would want to run off right away. And your best approach is, it doesn't mean that there's not something that could be built with this person. If not, it just means that be mindful to not throw in their face how they're not serious enough. They're learning, and if you show them that you're willing to work things out, they're somebody who's able to follow suit, or able to take your example. Okay, so take a moment now to ask any question that you want to an answer to, that can be answered with a yes or a no. Take a deep breath in and focus on the question that you want answered. Focus on that person the question is about. Okay, ready? Oh, so I should tell you. So usually I do either a 7. Okay, yeah, let's do it like this. So a 7 or a 9 is no, and either an ace or a king means yes for your answer. Eight. Okay, so we have 7 here, but for some reason I pulled both of these cards out together. So your answer is no, but it's if your question was and your answer is no, and it's something that is not the answer that you want, we're seeing that there's a possibility for this answer to change into something that allows for unification, for harmony, and for pleasures in the home. Okay, thank you, Aries, so much for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next video.